Hi, I'm Shaylee Shafidal.
I'm Stefan Shafidal.
We're the co-founders of Success Training Company. So welcome back to part 5.
The last part.
The Finish Strong series.
Yeah,
right?
so that you can
Finish strong.
Got it? Hopefully it's been very useful. This is going to be a recap and some parting words of wisdom so that you can finish strong. Okay, so what all have we reviewed, Shay?
Yeah, so where did we start? We started on day 1 talking about really just how to finish strong, right?
How to finish strong, and the whole concept and understanding that the elite of the elite, in terms of athletes that do anything timed, especially runners and especially also race car drivers, that they're always gunning to have the fastest lap.
That's right.
And that oftentimes the fastest lap is the last lap. Interesting,
yes.
huh? So we talked a little bit about that. We're going to talk more about that here at the end. And then in part 2, we started getting into where are you now?
Where are you now, and where do you want to be?
Where do you want to be?
And taking into consideration those learnings and lessons
Yep.
along the way.
How are you doing? Are you on track? Are you off track? Are you off the mark? Are you ahead of plan? Are you behind? No matter what, there's an opportunity with a fresh slate and a blank canvas to get started now, incorporating all those learnings and lessons and wherever you were into where you want to be, and reset it all anew right now and finish strong in Q4.
That's right.
Hence the Finish Strong series, right?
Yes.
So we talked about that, and I got to say the lessons and the learning part is so important, because that will make sure, we didn't talk about this before. The lessons and learnings are so important to make sure that you stay away from recreating in the future that of which happened in the past. Remember one of our videos, I think it's probably quite a few videos ago, we talked about the reticular activating system. This is the system designed to go out looking for a match on something that you've either programmed in your with goals, movies, pictures, sounds, feelings, etc. And if you don't, then it's just going to replay an old movie.
Right.
Or an old picture.
Which if it's good,
oh, that's great.
Then that's great.
Ah.
But if it's not,
right,
then that's not great.
Not so great.
You want it to be what you want to achieve.
That's why the learnings and lessons are so important, because what it does is allows you to say, okay, here's the challenge and obstacle. What do I want instead?
Yes.
Right? And then the moment you say that to yourself and you define that to yourself, you're actually programming the reticular activating system to something instead, something different, something anew. So that's why the lessons and learnings are so important. So important.
Absolutely.
Get the learning, get the lesson, and then that assists you in where you want to be even more cleanly, even more clearly. We talked about SMART goals.
Yeah, so part 3 or day 3 also, we talked about defining your outcome and making sure that it's in the SMART method.
SMART works. Yeah. Many decades of empirical research and data showing that SMART goals absolutely work. Yeah, it's so important. Oh, and ideally you gotta write them down. Yeah. So Harvard did a study where there was a whole subset of students, and what they did is they were doing the difference between individuals that did goal setting in their mind versus those that wrote it down. And the individuals who wrote down the goals many years later were significantly more successful and had created more success than those individuals who did not write down the goals. So I know we were talking about SMART before, and we were kind of being very flexible, a couple of days ago whenever we were reviewing the SMART goals, and we said, okay, if you didn't write it down, then bring it to mind right now. Now we're going to tell you from this point forward, write it down. Seriously, the data has proven it. That it's important to write it down. We write down all of our goals.
Yeah,
really,
we have
really important.
a goal journal.
Yep.
So we write them all down, and then it's fun to go back at the end of the year and check them off,
Right? So really important, especially for Q4. You're looking to do something new and do something different. By the way, you can take this whole process we've been teaching you over this 5-part series, and we hope you'll rewatch it again in the beginning of, if you want to, Q1, and then just change some of the dates that we talk about and whatnot, of course. So super important. So and it just came to me. I think that we'll have to do another type of a series in the beginning of the new year on some of the things we do to launch our year.
Yes.
So be on the lookout and listen out for that.
Look forward to that.
And the launch of this upcoming new year in about 3 months from now. Wow, I can't believe the year's already almost done. We'll launch another series around some things, or a series of videos on things we do to make sure we launch a year, I mean on fire, yeah, ahead of the game. Right as the game starts.
Yeah, like a rocket launch.
Yeah.
Boost.
Boom. So smart.
Then.
So smart. Write them down.
Yep. Then on part 4, we did the guided visualization with you.
So was that great or what? By the way, you can go back and use that video
it again.
over and over and over and over again if you want to put more goals out into your
future. That's right.
From your perspective, right?
That's right.
So great. And then now we're concluding. And so you know what you need to do. So do it. Yeah. You just follow what we've talked about here, and remember what we said in part 1. That the reality is, yes, professional athletes, runners, racers, I mean, they've done 75% of the race, and they know that there's 25% left, and they're tired, they're battered, they're bruised, they don't know where anything's coming from, but I tell you what, they've got mental toughness to keep going.
Oh boy, do they.
The elite of the elite when it comes down to professional athletes, yeah? Ask Michael Phelps. I mean, are you kidding me? Oftentimes, he's literally winning in a fraction of the last second. Talk about a last lap right there. But I gotta celebrate somebody who absolutely, since we've been talking about the metaphor of the fastest lap. Well, do any of you know who's got the most all-time fastest lap in Formula One? That's F1. That'd be Michael Schumacher. Yeah, and second on the list behind Schumacher, who's pretty far off the mark by the way currently, is Kimi Räikkönen. These are 2 of the greatest racers in F1 of all time, and some would say arguably of any race car driving period. And I gotta tell you, they are always gunning for the fastest lap. And I tell you what, do you think it's a coincidence that they also are 2 of the greatest race car drivers ever? Interesting.
Very.
Why? They are always focusing on finishing strong. They're always looking at creating the fastest lap, and they also know that most often the statistics say that their fastest lap is going to happen on the last lap. So how are you going to finish your last lap?
That's right. It's right here, right now. We're in the last lap, so finish strong.
And make your last lap your fastest lap. Thank you so much.
Make it a great day, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
See you soon.